During the coding process, think about how you can connect your findings to theoretical concepts. Go back to concepts in your research question and literature review, and look for other related theoretical concepts that could apply to see if they fit in your data. If existing concepts don't help you explain your data, then you may need to develop a adjust your concepts to explain the findings of what you're looking for. For instance, imagine the qualitative research as addressing a topic related to social class. Um, you might start with an idea or concept that class identities are passed on from one generation to the next because the upper class oppresses the poorer class. Um, and if the data shows that poorer class takes pride in its identity and values, then you can conclude that the concepts of oppression is insufficient to explain that data that you collected. In this case, a new explanation might require a different analytical concept, such as the idea of a working class subculture. In this way, qualitative analysis must draw upon, modify, and then create theoretical concepts that are useful in developing explanations that may be applicable beyond the immediate context of the project. One of the many advantages of coding is that the process allows you to closely engage with the actual words and ideas of your participants. This means that as you code, you'll be able to use that data and data extracts to develop your emerging analysis. You try not to cherry pick your data extracts because based on what fits on a pre-existing assumption about what you believe in a topic. That's easy to do, but a good quality of data research looks and faces up to those uncertainties and contradictions and unexpected patterns of data rather than pretending that the results are just simple and clear. I know it's easy for me to say, or for you to hear you say, okay, I just want to get a grade. Uh, but we're not here, you're not doing research just to get a grade. You're doing research to actually change things. There's a epistemological sort of way you have to think to try to advance knowledge. And we're not just trying to get grades here when you're doing quality research or qualitative research. So again, you don't want to cherry pick your stuff to say, oh, this seems to fit in here. Let's go with that. You need to welcome those things that really stump you or contradict your work or change some patterns in the data. You want these. This is why this research is so cool because you can go in there with this whole preconceived notion of where you want to go, and then all of a sudden you're facing some different issues that might even bring up more value to your research. So don't shortchange yourself. So imagine a comparative analysis of men and women and their attitudes about marriage based on a semi-structured interviews. We talked about semi-structured interviews last week. That's where you have open-ended questions and people just go back and talk about it. So if you imagine well, men and women and attitudes about marriage based on semi-structured interviews, perhaps the research expects that men would display more commitment phobia, while women would be more eager to tie the knot. Um, but the results of the analysis indicate that women and men who were interviewed both equally have commitment phobia. Rather than trying to make the data fit the theory by executing interviews with commitment phobic women from the analysis or excluding those women, the best strategy here would be to seek explanations from this unexpected finding. Why is it that all of a sudden, you came in thinking that, women are going to be a little more commitment focused, but then you find that they have the same commitment phobia as men do. That's a whole new wrinkle in your research. So embrace it. You might be able to clarify the analysis by conducting follow-up interviews or read upon literature that might show about gender roles and finding the explanation that might support your new findings. So indeed, it's a challenge, and you want to make sure that you are working towards um, again, creating a better knowledge basis from your research.